The self is pure awareness and the body is impure matter. Fair enough. Impure means made of parts. Purity doesn't mean bad. And pure doesn't mean good. Pure and impure, it's just like alcohol. Alcohol is what, 99.3% pure. What does that mean? That means there's something in it other than pure alcohol. There's some parts in it. There's actually in Maya there's no such thing as pure. It's 100% pure. There's relative degrees of impurity. Isn't there? There's, now the organic was supposed to be pure. Now we're finding out how pure organic is. Huh? Isn't it? They certify this guy's field as organic, but the next guy's pouring chemicals on his field, and then it rains and the wind blows, and then it all goes over on his field, but he's still got the organic certification. But it's not so pure anymore, is it? Because some parts have come in there. So means the self is not made up of parts. This is a problem that people have. They think, well, I'm made up of all these parts. I've got a body, and I've got a mind, and I've got senses, like the chart. Yeah? Well, that's a pretty complicated thing here. It's all made up of parts, and that's me, I'm made up of parts. Well, Ishwara's body seems to be made up of parts. And we're going to just accept it as being made up of parts, as being impure for now. Why? Because we're trying to discriminate the pure self from the not self, the impure self. Once we understand what the pure self is, then what? We see that the impure self is actually pure as anything. It's not impure at all. My ignorance is making it look like there's a problem here. It's making it look like I'm impure. They have a great, in Zen they've got this great, that's meant to be the highest realization, and it is. It's called wabe sabe. Wabe means what's pure and perfect. A stone in a Japanese garden cannot be in a proper zendo, cannot be in the Japanese garden unless it has wabe. And wabe means it has that kind of vibration. You know how certain stones, you just feel like there's symbols that can feel the self there. They have a kind of energy. They put them in temples. They call Swayambhu lingams in India. They've got wabe. They convey the feeling of awareness. They feel a wholeness and completeness and the solidity, permanence, and beauty of awareness. That's called wabe. It means what's perfect. And sabe means what's imperfect. And so wabe sabe means the realization that what is imperfect is also perfect. It's not saying I've got to make what's impure and imperfect into what's perfect. This is what we think when we get on the spiritual world. That I'm impure and unholy and imperfect, and I've got to become holy and pure and perfect like Buddha or Jesus or one of these great beings. Those great beings weren't any more pure than you were. Weren't any more holy than you were. Everybody's got purity and impurity. We just have to know what part is pure and what part isn't pure. That's all. See? And you appreciate the impurity, what? As perfect. Why? Because it can't be any other way. Can it? If it could be any other way, it would be some other way, wouldn't it? But it's never another way. It's always impure. This world, this relative reality, is always made up of parts. It's always contaminated. What? Because everything is leaking into it from everything else. You can never get anything pure, just like you can never get alcohol 100% pure. You can never get anything in Maya 100% pure. You can get it relatively less impure compared to what it was, but something else is going to get contaminated by those impurities, isn't it? When it goes into them. So this idea is that what? Everything that's not okay is actually okay. And when I come to see that it's okay to be not okay, to accept myself warts and all, that's freedom. Rather than trying to not have warts, I like my wart. Hey, that's a nice wart. Problem solved. Isn't it? Huh?
Yeah, that's kind of why you like people, who just come out and say, yeah, I smoke and I drink and I chase women and
Yeah.
that's the way it is.
That's right. Yeah, right. It's not a problem for them.
Yeah.
It's only a problem for you because you got this idea that they should be something other than that. They should adhere to your ideal of purity, whatever it is.